My brothers and sisters, what is going on? This is Steel Sermon in the house Wednesday night with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, link in the description. Yeah, I'm putting this video out now because it's really the only time between right now and tomorrow morning that I'm gonna feasibly be able to make it. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so I'm just pumping it out now while I can. The series is over anyway, and well, it's not over. We still got one more game, but we lost the series, so I figured I'd just make it now. But anyway, Pirates drop the first two to the Rays in Tropicana Field, as we now drop the series to the Rays, and tomorrow we hope to salvage at least one game, which I'll be real with you guys. That was my realistic expectation for this series, is that we, just take one game from Tampa Bay and then we just, regroup and maybe take the series against the Toronto Blue Jays coming up this weekend. But these first two games, I'm not mad that we lost the first two games, but I'm disappointed with the overall performance that we've had against Tampa Bay. And, it's not like it's a huge deal or anything, because it's not like the Rays are some, scrub team and they're one of the worst teams in baseball. It's not like they're the Oakland A's or they're in a situation similar to the A's. This is a legit World Series contender, in my opinion. Now, yes, in my video the other day, in my preview, I said the Rays were having some trouble against good teams of their own, like Toronto and Houston, I believe they've played. But, I said I'm not taking anything away from them. They just had trouble in those two series, so this was a big test for them as well. And so far, they have passed with flying colors. Us, on the other hand, the same can't be said, really. But Tuesday's game in particular, I felt like the Pirates shouldn't have won that game, but I just felt like we had that game. We had so many chances to win that game, and we just didn't cash in. Because, it's not like we were ever completely out of the game. We were right there. And we just lost it, and we had so many chances to win. I mean, Roansy Contreras pitched really well, I thought, Tuesday night. But it was just the missed opportunities that we had, going 0 for 10 in scoring position, which is just missed opportunities galore against a team like Tampa Bay. They will make you pay for blown opportunities like that, And even with the start of the game, I kind of got a sense that it wasn't going to work out in our favor, because you take a look at the pitching matchup. It was Roansy Contreras against Gurriel for Tampa Bay. And then right out of the gate, Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, he goes, you know what? This guy has an ERA of over 8. The Pirates have been pounding the ball lately. I'm not going to risk taking my starter out there and potentially blowing a game. We're going to make it a bullpen game. And when Kevin Cash did that, I did not have a good feeling Tuesday, because the Rays, on top of being a great team, they're a very smart team as well. They got great baseball IQ down there in Florida, And he made that a bullpen game, and I just did not get a good feeling about that. And usually when I have a gut feeling about something, it ends up being correct, Shaky defense Tuesday night, like the fumble double play and the drop fly ball in that slop of a stadium, which I still stand by my statement about that. I mean, Tampa, I'm sorry, you got to do something about that dome. You got to either You either got to get a new stadium or you got to move to downtown Tampa Bay because that dome is just atrocious, okay? I'm not blaming it all on that because the Rays have to deal with it too, but seriously, you got to get rid of that dome. You know, the roof is white. It's easy to lose track of the ball. At least make the roof like black or something, you know? But anyway, it's just shaky defense, and it transitioned especially into tonight's game. We lose tonight 8-1. But if you look at that score, it's incredibly misleading. Because, you know, you look at the score, it's like, oh, Tampa Bay dominated us from head to toe. Pirates never had a chance in the game. It wasn't like that at all, actually. Andrew McCutchen hit a solo homer off of Shane McClanahan. Shane McClanahan. He is a phenomenal pitcher down there that the Rays have. In my opinion, he should be a Cy Young candidate. You know, he is a phenomenal pitcher. One of the best in the game. He was undefeated coming into tonight. He's 6-0 on the season now. His ERA is under 3. Shane McClanahan does not give up a lot of home runs. And McCutchen hit a solo homer off of him. It's 1-0. But then after that, it just seemed like the wheels just gradually fell off for the Bucks. Rodolfo Castro, terrible error at shortstop. Routine grounder right to him. Fumbles it. Allows Tampa to score a run. It should have ended the inning. There were 2 outs. You can't misplay a ball like that. Just a real bad play by Rodolfo Castro. Then Lowe hits a 2-run RBI double that got by Brian Reynolds. It wasn't an error. It's just a big bounce that went by him. 3-1 Tampa Bay. Three unearned runs right there. And it should have been 1-0 Bucks after that inning. Okay? That's not on Mitch Keller. That is on the defense. And then the errors continued. I mean, you make errors against a team like Tampa Bay, they're going to kill you every single time. A bobble by G1 Bay, that should have been another routine out. Tampa Bay gets another unearned run on it to make it 4-1. And the only run that Mitch Keller gave up was an RBI. Mitch Keller only gave up 1 run, 1 earned run the entire game tonight. And I feel for the guy. He's really turned it around this year. He's been pitching his tail off all season long so far. He's looked great in every one of his starts, and he was let down heavily by the defense tonight. You cannot make mistakes like that against the Tampa Bay Rays. You just can't do that. Okay? I hate to put it like this, but these ain't the Reds that we're playing. These ain't the Rockies that we're playing. These aren't the Oakland A's or the Kansas City Royals that we're playing. Okay, this is not a bottom feeder team in the league that we're playing. This is a World Series contender. Doing those mistakes against a World Series contender, it will hurt you. And there were even some very stupid things from last night's game as well. You know, like why Derek Shelton thought it was a good idea to have Marcano sack bunt to set up Austin Hedges. That is a massive swing and a miss in every sense of the phrase. You just don't do that with the guy who is statistically your worst hitter. You just don't do that. But in short, I mean, aside from all the dumb errors that we made, all the mental mistakes that we made, you know, Tampa, they pretty much just beat us at our own game. I mean, we were the team coming in that was aggressive, and we were the Speedy Gonzalez, if you will, with base running. We were stealing bags, and we were getting ourselves in scoring position. You know, that's what Tampa Bay did. I mean, this is a team that has statistically the best offense in the league, and they gave us a taste of our own medicine these past 2 games. They were the ones getting on base. They were the ones taking advantage of mistakes. They were the ones getting in scoring position. They were the ones hitting with runners on. They were the ones scoring no matter what the situation was. And they just beat us at our own game. They did exactly what we needed to do to beat them, which was beat us with their own fundamentals. I mean, that's why they've won 25 out of their first 31 games of the year. That's why they're the best team in baseball. They're smart. They got great baseball IQ. And you make a mistake with them, they will make you pay for it. That's what it all boils down to. You know, I always argue, this is why I said back a couple weeks ago, you know, that doing the fundamentals in baseball, it's the most important out of the four major ones in sports. I mean, not that the fundamentals in football, hockey, and basketball aren't important, because they are, but this series is a good example of why the tiniest things in baseball can cost you a game. And you see it, like I said, with the Bucks. We were the ones making mistakes. You see it with the very poor, like I said, sack bunt to set up Austin Hedges. You see it with Rodolfo Castro's errors. You see it with us not taking advantage of runners in scoring position. The Bucks were 0 for 17. 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position on Tuesday in tonight's game. That's inexcusable. I don't care if you're playing the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't care who you're playing. You have that many chances to score with runners on, you got to cash in. Plain and simple. You know? But, you know, that's why I said, like, I love a home run. I love a grand slam. I think everybody does. I love Jack Sawinski's grand slam Saturday night against the Nationals. I think every Pirate fan loved that. But you know what? At the end of the day, the little things win you games in baseball. And that's why the Rays are a good team. They do the little things right. They have amazing fundamentals, and they just got a great feel for the game. And that's why they're 25-6, and that's why, quite frankly, tomorrow afternoon they're looking to take out the brooms against us. You know, it's just a bad series for us, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed of the way that we played. I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I truly didn't expect us to win this series, but I expected a way better effort and a way better performance than this, you know? Which leads me into closing out this video. So, listen, guys, I know it's easy to, flip out and say, oh, the Pirates are back. Oh, it's the same old Pirates once again. Oh, our season's over. Oh, we lost to the... Listen, I know it's easy to do that, but I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to tell you, let's not blow this out of proportion and let's not overreact, okay? First of all, it's early May, all right? There's still... Well, let's see. We're 20-11 now. That's 31. We still have 133 or 131 games. I'm sorry. It's late at night. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. But you get the point. We still have 131 games to go. Okay? It is an incredibly long season. And right now, we're sitting on top the NL Central at 20-11 still. We're still in first place because for whatever reason, not that I'm complaining about it, I love to see it actually, the Brewers can't beat the Rockies. So we're still in first place right now, okay? And this happens with just about every good team that there is, you know? You're world beaten early in the season or at some point. You're feeling great about yourself. You come up against a really good team that you want to beat. I wanted us to win this series so bad. Please understand that I wanted us to win this series. But sometimes the better team just gets a hold of you and there's not much you can do about it. And then you fall back to earth a little bit. I think that's what the Pirates are going through right now. And, In hindsight, this may have been a growing pain series for the Bucks, because at the end of the day, this is a young team. We got a lot of kids that were calling up from the farm. This is supposed to be a rebuild year for us, It is. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be a rebuilding year for us. This was supposed to be the year where pretty much we call up the majority of our prospects, we give them playing time, and we bridge the gap between rebuilding and competing so that way we can better ourselves for 2024. That's why we brought in all the veterans in the offseason. This is supposed to be a rebuilding year, and we're 20-11. Okay, now we have the second best record in the NL because Atlanta owns that right now because of the past 2 nights. But keep in mind, this is supposed to be a rebuilding year. Are you aware, guys, okay? Are you aware that if we literally play 500 for the rest of the season, okay? Like I said, we have 131 games to go. Meaning if we play 500 for the rest of the year, we go like 66-65 the rest of the way. Are you aware that we end the season 86-76? In a rebuilding year, I'll gladly take that. It may not be a division title, but winning that many games nowadays can be good enough for a playoff spot. Sometimes you just need to have a bad series so you can regroup, and maybe it's just, it takes losing a series to the best team in baseball to stop getting too ahead of yourself and saying, you know what, maybe we still have a little bit of work to do and let's move on because we got another big test coming up in Toronto. That's what I see this as. So I'm not sitting down here saying, fire Charrington, the rebuild's going nowhere. Oh, Bob Nutting's an idiot. Oh, Austin Hedges stinks. I know Austin Hedges has been getting a lot of hate. And, let me just say, I can't believe I didn't say this earlier, but, a lot of people complaining about the umps in this series. Look, I'm not defending the umps because they definitely had a bunch of crappy calls in this series, and the Rays definitely did get away with a balk on Tuesday night, but come on, that is not the only reason that we lost these first 2 games to them. That's just a cop-out. We had plenty of chances to score runs against Tampa Bay. We had plenty of chances to close the gap, and we just didn't execute, and we made mental mistakes as well. That's why we lost the first 2 games. But like I said, sometimes it just takes losing to the best team in baseball to get your head on straight, to regroup, stop getting ahead of yourself, and plan for the next series. And that's what I hope this is for the Pirates right now. So that's really all I got to say. Like I said, I figured I'd just make this video now because we lost the series, and quite frankly, I don't know if I'm going to have time to recap the whole thing tomorrow because I got a lot of stuff I got to take care of. But, Pirates and Rays series finale is tomorrow afternoon in St. Petersburg. Rays looking to bust out the brooms against us. We hope to salvage at least one of these games. If we can come out tomorrow with a win, it won't be as bad. Because, like I said, that's what I about expected for this series, for us to take at least one of these games. So I can live with that. Dropping 2 to Tampa Bay while managing to beat them at least one time, I can live with that. But let's just see what we can do tomorrow, and then let's just get ready for Toronto. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Steel Sermon, checking on out for the night. May God be with you all. Let's go, Bucks.